Is there anything that Lionel Messi is better than you at? It's opinions. I respect your opinions. Maybe in your opinion Messi is better than me, but in my mind I'm better than him.
I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck. Country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just hit the money and go stack up. Only buy car cards and get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up,
Yes, guys, I'm sorry. Welcome to Ace Podcast Nation, the home of Rhodri Giggs on football. Rhodri has been slightly delayed, but I'm going to start with that with him. He will be along in just a while. It's Joe Ledley week. In just, exactly 48 hours from now, we will be, 20 minutes into the show, just getting going, just getting into the groove, hearing some stories from Joe. Full packed house. It's going to be good fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Cannot wait. Will be the 5th live event produced, filmed, and hosted by Ace Podcast Nation and its people. Very excited to get it done. It's coming around quick. It feels like only yesterday that we had Joe on with Rhodri to announce it. So it's going to be a good time. A good time is had by all. But this is the Euro Roundup show. So me and Rhodri had a real funny conversation during the England-Slovakia game the other day. So I'll wait to discuss England till Rhodri gets here. However, obviously, there's more teams than just England in it. So I want to take a chance to discuss some of the other games, get your guys' takes on various things. For me, it's been a strange old tournament. Some of the favourites, your France's, your England, have been quite poor. Is it a tournament too far for Ronaldo? It's certainly a conversation. I think he still contributes more than enough to justify his selection, but he hasn't got that goal. And he obviously missed that penalty that could have been expensive for them. It didn't turn out that way. Some really interesting games, though. It's great to see, a crop of real young players starting to come through in the various nations and showing up and showing out. I was really impressed with Austria all the way through the tournament. I felt that they'd have enough to get past Turkey, but Turkey, particularly for the first sort of hour or so, I thought were absolutely excellent. Gula at number 8 for Turkey was just superb. What a footballer he is going to be. And obviously the Demirol, who scored a couple of goals. But Vincenzo Montella has got him really playing. And I thought actually this game was fascinating because both teams are really well coached. Got 2 good coaches, both very tactically aware. And I thought that Turkey, certainly for that first sort of 60, 70 minutes, completely neutralised what Austria had done really well with their pressing and the counter pressing, particularly was almost non-existent. They really countered it well with the 3 at the back and 4 across the midfield. It made it very difficult for Austria. And really, even after Austria got 1 back, they never really got on top, where you felt like they were really pushing Turkey for that equaliser. I've been really impressed with Turkey. it doesn't seem like that long ago that Wales played Turkey in the Euros, or when Robert Page's first Euros for Wales, I think it was, and Turkey were dreadful that tournament. They were so poor, and to see the turnaround with a good manager who's very tactically astute, as they say, some real good young players in there with a bit of experience, shows what can be done with good coaching, and it's not just about the superstars. Like, sometimes having a good team and a good mix of that youth and also a bit of experience with real good coaching is exceptional. Then Austria, I said before the tournament, I thought they were going to surprise a few people. I think they did. I did expect them to beat Turkey. They didn't manage to play it off. And look, there's some massive games coming up now in the quarterfinals starting tomorrow over the weekend. We move over to Romania played Holland. Romania were quite impressive in the group stage. They had a couple of real good games, but Holland were just too much. And look, on paper, you'd expect that. You'd expect that Holland would be the better side. They would be the stronger side. And it just, unfortunately, it was just a bridge too far for Romania. I thought they gave a decent account of themselves. They just weren't able to find the same kind of the same pace and electricity that they were able to, I guess, is the question. I was just checking something else here. Sorry. I thought Holland, Netherlands looked pretty good. For Memphis Depay starting to get a bit going. Gakpo finally took some chances, or took a chance. But overall, I thought the Dutch were very tidy. They got a really good squad of players. You just look at their bench. You've got Daley Blind, you've got Frimpong, you've got Gravenberch, Marlon, who came on and bagged the brace. You've got De Ligt is on the bench. Wijnaldum, even Weghorst can do a job. Seems to do a decent job actually for Holland. So they've got a very, very strong squad. I think historically, of course, they flatter to deceive in the big knockout games. So it remains to be seen how they'll do, when it comes around to the big game now over the weekend, where they play Turkey, which is, on paper, again, the Dutch would fancy that. If you'd offered them a quarterfinal versus Turkey before the tournament, they'd have probably snapped your hands off of it, especially when you look over to the other side of that draw. They just snapped your hands off for it. Now, I think there's a real opportunity for Turkey, because I do think that Holland have got a bit of a fragile confidence, if you like. And I just think that if Turkey could pinch an early goal, then all of a sudden Holland are a bit fragile, and that's when you might see those Turkish players can really get on top. And the Turkish team, they seem real together. They seem like they're in it together. There's a lot of high-fiving and hugging for every little tackle and decision and block. And of course, that's not the only indication that their team's together, but they were impressive, Turkey were. And I think Holland will have to be... I thought Holland were much better against Romania than they have been, but they will have to be at their best to beat this Turkish side with a lot of pace, a good coach, and Holland, they got some players, let's be honest. They got some bowlers. Will Memphis Depay turn up? A very, very capable footballer. Is he going to kick on to that high level, or is he always going to be sort of just a good player? The other games, like I mentioned at the start, France have been really poor. Didier Deschamps is obviously a very successful player before he was a coach. So far be it from me to sort of say that, I know better than him or whatever. But I do think that some of the problems they're having is because of the way they're setting up and the structure that they're playing with. I cannot, for the life of me, he's been in charge of this French national team since 2012. Obviously, been very successful in that time. France have got this incredible side who only marginally missed out in the World Cup final to Argentina. But for the life of me, I can't understand how Camavinga's not in the side. For me, Camavinga's the best defensive midfielder in the world. I know, like, people will say Rhodri, and I understand that argument. But for me, I would go with Camavinga always. I think he's a bit more all around. But I think one of the problems that the French team is having is setting up with Rabiot and Kante. I think that makes them. I think they almost need a slightly more progressive midfielder alongside one of those two. Whether you go with Kante or whether you go with Rabiot, I think they're both very good players. It's a weird one because you look at the France on paper: Griezmann, Mbappe, Thuram up front, and then you've got like Rabiot and Kante and Tchouaméni. They bring off Koulibaly Muani off the bench, and they've got Dembele on the bench. Fofana's quality, Giroud, Konate, like so many good players. Camavinga's on there, like so many top Kingsley Coleman, like so many top players with dangerous attacking players. And I think they're similar to England. They're struggling to find the right balance to get certain players in, whilst obviously not leaving yourself too open. But they've also got excellent centre-backs in Saliba and Upamecano. So for me, I think having Camavinga in there, in that midfield sort of double pivot would be massive. Belgium, flatter to deceive again. Never really got going, never looked dangerous. Lukaku just looks a shadow of what he once was. People will argue all day about whether he was a good player and this and that, and whether he's top level. I don't think he probably is, but you can't argue with his goal scoring record. Like, he scores goals wherever he's been, but the man just looks a shadow of himself. Doesn't look the same sort of player. And then you look at their bench, and they've got Tillmans and Trossard, and didn't even get on the pitch, either one of them. It's very, very strange when you've got that level of creativity on the bench and that level of quality on the bench. Witsel on the bench. And didn't use them. Very poor from Belgium overall in the tournament. Not really sure what they were trying to do either, like how they want to play. And then the other quarterfinal was Portugal-Slovenia. I was really, really impressed with Portugal in the group stage. Apart from the last game, the first two games, I thought they were really good. They looked electric going forward, lots of creativity. Sort of Ronaldo as the focal point with your Bruno Fernandes, Bruno Silva, Leao and people like that all around. And they just looked so creative, and they just looked like they would score goals. Then they rested players and looked poor. And he tinkered a little bit against Slovenia. He didn't play João Neves. He didn't play who else did it? Someone else. I can't remember who it was. But Conceição didn't play that time. And then they just didn't quite look the same. But I think Slovenia deserve a massive amount of credit. I thought Black was excellent in goals. Real good keeper. He's a big boy as well. He's a unit. Reece says Griezmann for me is still a top draw, and when he gets going, there aren't many better than him. I 100% agree with you, mate. But I actually think his creativity is almost being stifled by the way France is set up. He hasn't got like I guess it's probably Tchouaméni's role, but he doesn't seem to have like a midfielder who runs beyond him. They're always sat behind him, and then he kind of is trying to create and dictate play. And it almost seems like it's set up to just kind of play it in behind or get Mbappe on the ball, which I think is a bit one-dimensional. Like, less, like, you've got some quality players, let's utilise them, whether that's off the bench or, if we're in the starting lineup. And people might disagree, that's fine. Slovenia, I thought they were excellent. Still Black. Benjamin Sesko, who I really, really rate him. I think he's going to go on to be one of the top strikers in Europe, but missed a big chance, at least one and maybe two, against Portugal. And they could have really paid for it because obviously he missed a chance. Ronaldo misses that penalty. That was towards the end as well, if memory serves. So, but is Ronaldo causing them a problem? Like, for me, I think him as Portugal is still very, very good. And I just think that Slovenia was set up exceptionally well. I think in that particular game, you have to give credit to Slovenia for their performance rather than Portugal being very, very poor, if that makes sense. But yeah, the France one is a wild one for me because the way they're set up is stifling Griezmann and some of the others. Not even having Camavinga on the pitch is crazy to me. And it's making them very one-dimensional. And I think, actually, which takes us on nicely, Rhodri's joined us. How are you, mate? You good?
Yeah, sorry, mate. My lad had a little friendly game and it went on.
Sorry, mate. No problem.
20 minutes extra, so yeah, all good. You?
Yeah, man. I just talked about the fixtures. I left the England game because I wanted to kind of go through that with you, but I talked about the Tuesday and the Monday fixtures. But I was just on about France, and because he keeps playing Kante and Rabiot as the two, they haven't got like a midfielder who really moves forward to get involved in the attacks. And I think that's stifling Griezmann a little bit, whereby they're almost like looking for Mbappe. And if that ball's not on, they kind of don't know what to do. And I think having like... That's noisy. That's better. Having like Camavinga in there, someone who goes and joins the attack, would open it up a little bit more for the the Mbappes and that. But I think England are having a similar problem where they're setting up very defensive, which is then making them very one-dimensional going forward, man.
It's all out of balance as well, mate. When you haven't got a left footer going round the outside of your left-sided forward, and he's always cutting in. And even when he gets the ball, he's not going to automatically, you automatically use your left foot, you play it into him. He's playing it into his right foot. It makes a big difference.
You got a load of static coming off your microphone, mate. I don't know what it is, but it's low, like really loud. There you go, it's gone now.
Is that fine?
Yeah, it's back again now. It's like super loud. Yeah, it's gone again. Yeah, it's definitely that's better. Isn't it? Oh, it's back. Every time you lean into it, it seems to go. I can't hear you now. No, nothing. You might have to go in and go out and go back in, mate. It seems to have lost you completely. No, so just kind of going on from what Rhodri was saying regarding the England and the balance, like not having a left winger or a left footer on that left-hand side is causing massive issues. And I actually think it's not just that, because I'm sure there's other players within that group who could have played on the left back who are half decent on their left foot. The problem is that you've got Foden, Kane, Bellingham, and to a lesser extent Saka, all wanting to take up the same positions. But that's fine, those players dropping deep, but there's nobody running in beyond to let those players link up. So if you think like Harry Kane's strength over the last few years, apart from scoring goals, has been dropping in deep and then playing like a ball, a diagonal out wide to the left or out wide, and he's dropping in, getting on the ball, and there's nobody running for Kane to do. So one of the things that Harry Kane has been so clever at doing in dropping in the space and then playing others in, there's no one to pass to. So I was just saying about it's not just the left footer side of it, it's that you've got 3-4 players all wanting to go into that sort of number 10 area, but there's no runners beyond it. So it ends up either going backwards or it breaks down. It's
that's why
like
that's why he's got. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why he's got the wrong personnel. And he has done. He's gone 4 games with more or less the same team.
Yeah.
Now, maybe after the second game, you think, you know what, this is not working, and change it. But he's not. He's been stubborn and kept with it. Now, peer pressure now, really, in an ideal world, you want to keep as it is. But yeah, he's you just have to be an idiot to keep going the way that he's going. To be honest, he'd have to change it because Harry Kane's killing him a bit. I think if they go this way, it'll help him out a little bit because Harry Kane can drop him there, but there'll be someone with a threat going the other way. I think, without Harry Kane, it's a totally different team, I think. But how can you drop your captain, your record goal scorer? He scored 2 goals this Euro, so it's a difficult one, mate. It's a difficult one because you can't really drop him, but he's the one that's kind of killing you. Jude Bellingham scored a great goal, but he's not been great at all.
I thought he was really poor, Bellingham, up until the goal. I thought he was really poor.
But if you've got the quality to do them kind of things at that time, it's just so underrated. It's last minute.
Pressure in it.
You're out basically. And the technique and there was no shin involved. It was connected properly. It was a great goal. So you kind of give him a pass because he scored 2 goals as well. So without his 2 goals, where would he be? So I just think it's all. But Cole Palmer's done much better when he's come on.
You've gone again, mate.
If you play 3-5, what?
You went again, then you're static and.
So if you play 3-5.
Rodders is having issues this evening. That's all right. We'll crack on. I think it's an age-old problem which England have had, where they're trying to fit in. They're always trying to fit in the big names instead of going for a system and a balance. He should have a system, and he's been there 7 years, is it? He should have a system and a way of playing, and then he should be utilising players, bringing players in to fit that system, not trying to shoehorn everybody in. And I think that's an age-old problem which England have got, is trying to get the big names in instead of having a system and a balance and a way of playing, and then you bring in players around the system and the way you play. He's been there 7 years and he still hasn't got a way of playing. Now, for me, I think they're going to come unstuck against the Swiss, mate, if he goes with the same system and the same kind of way of playing. I think they're going to get unstuck. The Swiss have been playing 3 at the back. They caused who do they play? I forgot now. They caused all sort of issues for Italy. Italy just couldn't, because their striker kept dropping in deep, and the 3 at the back were just like, oh great, we'll just sit here then. And Italy struggled. And if England play the same way, I think the Swiss are gonna eat it up. They're gonna love that, mate. They're good on the press, but they're also good defensively.
England have got much better players, mate. Much better
No,
players.
I understand that, but I'm just saying that the system that the Swiss play and the way they play suits playing the way England have played in the first 4 games, or that's the way they've set up. Right, I think he should go 3 at the back, mate. I do. I think he should go.
Yes, you worry about the opposition, but you're more worried about yourself and your own team performance. If you play well against the Switzerland side, no matter what formation, you win the game. So it's about getting the right blend and getting the right fit for these very good players that are all playing very good for their club teams. So it's a difficult balance, but all this should have been done before the Euros.
Of course, mate. But here's one for you then, mate. Do you think, I think they should go 3-5-2. Now, not just because Switzerland play 3 at the back, but I actually think It's like you've got something in your watch or something, and every time you lean forward, it goes really, really loud. I don't know what it is. No, your sound's gone completely again. I don't know what it is, man. I think that playing 3-5-2 for England will suit them better. Like, I think it'll help him with the balance of the side, and I think having someone with Kane just might help with the balance of the side. You've got to wonder if Luke Shaw has he got an hour in him, like, just to play the first hour of the game?
What is the fucking point of taking him?
What's
the risk? He's going to break down again. All right, breaks down again. What if he doesn't? You brought him. Fucking use him.
Yeah,
it's just proper. It's proper. He's no good for these type of players because he's a coach that likes having the handbrake off.
Yeah,
these players need the handbrake off, and let's just go for it. Go for it. You just obviously nice and don't be kamikaze. Stay secure, but play your best players. You've took him. You've given him enough of his training. He's saying he's ready. He's saying he's ready. Who cares? He hasn't played since February. He's the best left back you've got. Now, if you play 3-5-2, you have to play Bukayo Saka there. But then, like I say, you can't get. I would play. This is controversial, but I would play. I would play Cole Palmer on the right. I would play either Ollie Watkins and Ivan Toney up front. On the left, yeah. That's the only bit I'm stuck on the left.
So you would drop Harry Kane then?
The number 10, Harry Kane.
Okay.
Bellingham, Rice.
So it is one for you, mate. I think Declan Rice has got away. I think he's been really poor. But I think he's got away with it because of the left-hand side issues, because Bellingham hasn't been probably at his best.
You can't pick anyone out. You can't. They've all been poor.
Well, I think
all of them have been poor.
I think Ivan Toney played well. I think Cole Palmer played well. I think Mainu played well.
They've all been poor.
But, like,
Mainu's been okay. Yeah, Mainu's been okay. Some players have come on, have been okay. Cole Palmer's come on, done okay. Ezra, done okay.
Yeah. I thought Ivan Toney did well.
Are they happy with okay?
No, but I thought Ivan Toney actually did not just okay. He did well. Obviously, did okay for the goal and for the injury time. But in extra time,
he can get hold of the ball. Plus, he's mobile. Kane can get hold of it, but he's not mobile enough.
He holds the ball up. Toney does. He can get in behind. He wins free kicks off of centre backs and actually occupies the centre backs. Like, if Harry Kane plays against 3 centre backs against Switzerland on Saturday, they will think, well, this is great because they won't have anyone to mark because he just constantly drops deep. They've got to
play 3-5-2 as well, do they?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so I don't necessarily just think. Like, I think
that would even be better for me if I was the England coach because we're matching up and we've got better players.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think England should play 3-5-2. They should have Gay's out anyway. Trippier's out anyway. I know Trippier might be. I think he's injured. So there straight away.
It looks that way. They're going to go that way, doesn't it?
You could play Luke Shaw on the left-hand side of a 3, Kyle Walker on the right-hand side, and Stones in the middle. You've got a lot of pace there. So you can let your midfielders have a little bit more freedom. Saka left wing back, Trent Alexander-Arnold right back.
It's a lot harder playing left wing back than left back. You've got to do a lot more running, so you put more load onto Luke Shaw. So
well, that's what I play him. I play Luke as one of the 3 centre backs.
No. He's going to play Konza there, mate. He's going to play Konza there. He's going to play because he's played there. He's played left-sided.
Yeah,
centre back for Aston Villa. Plus, he's played left back, so he's more than comfortable there.
Well, this is the thing, mate. Right, Konza and Guy have both played left back for their club sides. So why have they not played left back over Trippier? it's remarkable, mate. Honestly, like when they were let's be honest, they were going out until the the last couple of seconds of that game.
Even if they go on and win it or do well, it's still that the jury's out. I still don't think he'd stay.
Mate,
It's been awful.
how long has he been there? 7 years? 9 years?
8 years. 8 or 9 years.
Absolutely outrageous that they haven't got like a way of playing, and they, with all the players that England can select from, that they should just have a way of playing that they can just literally switch in players for that system. It's ludicrous that he hasn't got that after that much time in charge. And they're all coming to defense of him, and a lot of the pundits are kind of backtracking a little bit. But it's got to be on the manager, mate, because the way they're playing and the players they've got doesn't match up. And it's the way that
it's not all on the manager, mate. These are top players. These should be playing better, no matter what position you're playing. You know, I used to be a right midfielder, but I used to play striker because when there was someone injured. But still, what I played just as good. If I didn't play, I'd be proper pissed off with myself. So whatever position you're playing, even if it's not your comfortable position, you're still supposed to perform.
Yeah. No, I agree with you to a certain extent.
They're not. Now, is that because the blend in the midfield's right, or because he's changed it every 2 minutes? He's put a right back in, it's not worked, and he's kept it, tried it again, it's not worked, and he's put another centre midfield, he's not worked, so he's brought Manu in, and that's kind of worked, but even though they were still poor. So, yeah, we see it's not easy against these teams. Look at Portugal, they struggled against, was it Slovenia or Slovakia? So it's not easy, but still, you should be breaking these teams down with the right personnel.
Yeah.
Left footed.
Interestingly, when I was talking about the Portugal game just before you came on, I said that I felt one of the issues that Portugal had in their game was that they changed the personnel in their system, which had worked really well in the first 2 games. They dropped João Neves, who's obviously one of the most highly rated central midfielders around at the moment, certainly young players, and they dropped him. And they didn't seem to have the same control in the middle of the park. They didn't have the same creativity. And like with England, like Southgate has made one change each game, haven't he? He's just rotated that midfielder next to Declan Rice. Whereas,
which you would want to do. You have a nice flowing team. Someone gets in, you just bring them. But it's not worked the first game. So you've gone, I'll try it again. It's not worked. Made Trent Alexander look stupid. Brought him off, then he just messed about. When this should have been done the first 2 games.
Of course, it should have been done before in the friendlies, surely.
No, that's what I mean. The first 2 games before the Euros.
Yeah,
it's like, what are you doing? It's like he's got a load of players. We don't know what to do. It's like, mate, if you're a top manager, you're going to upset a few players by not playing them. But
of course you are.
But if you're going to upset them, make sure you play the players in the right. It's just
get it right, like
So
then,
and most importantly, play players that are on form.
Yes,
win your games.
Yeah.
No.
And that's
why Cole Palmer's not played, because every time he's come on, it's like, whoa. It's just like, mate, you're stupid. You can see what I can see. He looks dangerous every time he gets the ball. He wants to go forward every time he wants to get the ball, and he looks dangerous. It's just stupidity for not putting him in. For Kyle Saki, he's done okay, but what's he created? What's he done? Nothing. So come on.
But here's the question then, right? If you if you surveyed and polled the majority of England fans and the majority of pundits, do you think that they would say that the problem position in the England side is alongside Rice, or do you think it would be the Foden, Kane, Bellingham?
No, it would be left back,
trio.
Right back playing left back. You don't realise how much that starts all the play, and he's not coming in with his left foot to play a shot. He's going right, going that way. It makes a massive difference.
But again, I asked the question: why hasn't Konza or Gahey played there when they've played left back for their clubs?
Because Southgate's an idiot.
Well, yeah, there's that. Do you think one of Foden, Bellingham, and Kane have got to go out with the starting 11 now for it to balance?
I just don't see how you can drop Harry Kane.
So if you take Kane out of it, Kane's got to play. Do you think
what he's doing here? He's trying to accommodate For me, it looks like he's accommodating Kane. Well, you've stuck with this all flipping. Now you're going to change it. Why?
Well, because it hasn't worked. So
that's because of the personnel, because of the wrong personnel, in my opinion. They play this system every fucking week, most of them.
Yeah.
So it's the wrong personnel.
So do you think it has to be Bellingham or Foden?
Yes.
It's the new Lampard and Gerrard. Like they just can't both play.
Kane, I've got to keep saying Kane's a massive problem. Because why can't I just say, why are you dropping so deep? Stay up there. It's not Bayern Munich. Fuck off.
Yeah. Well, is it all right? And what about this then, mate? If hypothetically, if you put Ivan Toney, right, you kept the starting 11 the same, Mainu, Rice, Foden left, Saka right, Bellingham in a 10, and instead of Kane, you add Ivan Toney, do you think that side functions better?
Yes.
So a brave manager has got to make that decision.
If you're a defender and all you're worried about is the centre forward there, and there's two of you, if you're worried about,
it's even worse when there's three of them.
Just press in a bit more. Just let's stay up a bit more. Let's squeeze them in a bit more. Instead, if someone's going, oh yeah, 1 minute, we've got instead squeeze. Let's keep them in. Sting them, drop deeper.
Because there's no one running in behind, so they don't have to worry about it.
No, you've got Foden who doesn't do that. Saka will do that. You can't do it every time, but he will do that. But Foden won't. So you've only got one outlet, more or less, instead of three.
Yeah.
So when you're passing the ball side time, boom, 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 and no one's making them runs. Kane's in fucking centre midfielder. Foden's looking for the ball short, and then Saka's probably thinking, I need to go in. But that's easy to mark if you've got two fucking centre halves and a left back looking after one player making one run. It's not rocket science. It's really simple.
Yeah, it's mental, man. I think he's got to be brave. I do, and I think to me,
Anthony Gordon. Why?
Yeah,
he has the two. Yeah, he plays really well before the Euros. You've not seen him.
Well, he did that one good thing, didn't he? Where he come on for like 2 minutes and he played that ball through the midfield or whatever.
Yeah,
but so he hasn't played since.
He's done something that's gone, wow, yeah. Oh, in 2 minutes, play him. These are people that are in form. Gordon, Cole Palmer should have been playing. Boom. Instead, it's Saka. He's done great for me over the years. Foden, he's been brilliant for Manchester City, even though he's been shite for England. But I'll play him. So you got to have some big balls and say, you know what, it's not working. You're not doing it for me. Boom, let's try him. They've been playing well.
And by the way,
we'll give you 3 games, Phil, or 4 games. You know, you're not done it. I'm going to give Anthony a go, or I'm going to give Cole a go on the right.
And by the way, mate, Foden being offside for that goal which got disallowed was
so poor. That is so poor.
It's so basic. That is.
Well, if they would have gone out, that would have been a big talking point, because he's literally got, mate, are you stupid? You've just got to stay on level or behind him a little bit.
Stay behind him. Like, there's no need for it. It was mad, mate. Mad. I asked the question at the start of the show to the people, and I'll ask it to you. Is this Euros one too far for Ronaldo?
No.
He looks frustrated.
Anyone who plays football at any level, you'll have your days that you can't score. And what you do then, instead of relaxing, you try harder. You start snatching at things. You get there a little bit late, a little bit early, ball's coming across, misses you by inches. And he just looked like it was astonishing to me, because I think, wow, it even happens to the best people in the world. Even though he's 39, he's getting on a bit now, but he's still a proper athlete, and he's thinking, wow, he's just trying too hard. And I know that feeling so much. And you just try too hard, and you don't do things that you usually do. And it's frustrating. And then obviously he misses the penalty, so he could have been there all night, he still wouldn't have scored.
So
to say that it was one bit too far. No, you put a ball in front of him, give him a chance, a proper chance, and he'll score it.
Yeah, and I did say at the start, like, I think him as the focal point with all those quality players behind him actually works really well for Portugal. The only reason I asked the question is because they've got a really, really, really top quality centre forward in Ramos on the bench, who's not getting a look in because Ronaldo's in the first team. And that would be my only kind of question. Is he kind of holding back the team by, because he's there? But like Reece has just said, well, my second point was going to be, is Ronaldo is so used to carrying Portugal on his shoulders and having all the responsibility, but now they have a team which is full of quality players. And I don't think he's quite able to almost like relax a little bit and let them do their thing.
Yeah, possibly, but you can see his teammates believe in that, probably, that he's done it for so long for us. Now it's our turn to carry him a little bit, to carry him and help him along. And he'll come good for us in the end. So
it wouldn't surprise you, mate, if they win it.
That's my thinking on it. Yes, he's done so much for us, but he's our leader, he's our captain, and he's struggling at the minute. After all the years of helping us, let's get him through it. You can see him, they all try to cross the ball, get him a goal. Who do they play next game?
Do you know what with Ronaldo? I'll check that again.
You can play France and you get 2 goals and he could be man of the match.
Yeah. It's do you know the thing as well is I've watched Ronaldo his whole career at all the different clubs he's played for, and I look at the way he interacts with this Portugal side specifically, and I've never seen a group of teammates that he's played with who seem like they like him so much. Like over the years at Madrid and United, he sometimes looks like he's a bit, he's got that ego.
20 years ago, some of these were like 3, 4.
I know, like they've grown up with it, haven't they? Like as a hero.
That's their hero. Most of them, probably all of them. Even some of them were like 8 or 9 who are like 30 now.
Which is crazy, isn't it?
Crazy, they've grown up with him, so they'll be their hero, and now they're playing with him. All they want to do is win with Ronaldo, and just that's what I'd be thinking. Thinking this fucker's helped me so much, or helped this country. Now it's our turn to carry him a little bit, and he'll come good for us. That'd be my thinking of it.
I would love to. I gotta say, as a neutral in this tournament, I would love to see Ronaldo win the Euros in the same way that I wanted Messi to win the World Cup. Like just for that. Yeah. That because they are 2 of the greatest footballers that have been ever graced the planet. Like not just in our lifetime.
It could win the Euros where he doesn't score it. But Portugal win.
Well, he set a goal for Bruno, didn't he? When everyone thought he was going to shoot, he was 1-on-1, and he just made it.
That's like a goal in itself. And when Ronaldo done that 10 years ago, absolutely not.
Absolutely fucking well not. Right, let's preview the quarterfinals, mate, then, for the last 10 minutes. First one up, Spain-Germany. Big game, that is, isn't it? Oof. A big game, that is. Germany have been, I think, they were very impressive against Scotland in the first game. And then since then, I think they've been efficient and good. One of the better sides in the tournament without playing out of their skins. I think they've been very good. Spain have got a relatively good record against Germany. The last time they met was in a final where Spain won 1-0, which obviously doesn't mean anything, but they haven't met since 2022, where they drew in the group stages. Spain have been impressive, though, mate. Very young side, but very, very technically, as you'd expect, excellent. How do you see it going between the hosts and the young guns?
I see it becoming a difficult game, and this young side not be able to react to an efficient Germany side, and Germany win 2-1.
Okay. Yeah, I think Germany on penalties, I think, is the way it goes. So I'll say for the game, 2-2 Spain, Germany. What did you say? Sorry, mate.
2-1 Germany.
And you've got 2-1. I got to make a note of it, mate, because I didn't make a note of it last week. And then next up, we got the Portugal-France game. Again, I think France have had a lot of similar issues to England, but I think Portugal were very impressive in the first couple of games, and then he's tinkered with it a little bit, changed the side for the third group game, and they were very poor. And then against Slovenia, he tinkered a little bit, and I didn't think they were great, but they did enough. They probably should have won with the chances they had. And then on France's side, I thought France have looked very average, which I think is all about the balance in their midfield. I got to be honest, but like, who do you see winning this one?
Portugal 1-0.
I've gone 2-1 Portugal there. I just got a feeling, and you've gone 1-0 Portugal. And then we have next up Netherlands versus Turkey. Turkey was super impressive, I thought. They got a real nice mix of youth and experience, and there's no they haven't got any superstars like the world sort of superstars that everyone knows, but they've just got this group of young footballers who all play for each other, very, very together team, and they've got a really good manager in Montella, tactically exceptional, and I've been really, really impressed with Turkey, the way they set up, and I like. I can't pronounce his name. I think it's Gula, the number 8. What a player he's going to be. So young as well. I think Turkey are going to win this. I'm going to go 2-1 Turkey. But how do you see it going?
Turkey versus Netherlands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one's a draw. And it's just a toss up. So I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2. And then obviously finally then is the England-Swiss game. I'm going to be bold here, mate, right? I'm going to say if England do not play 3-5-2, then I think Switzerland will win.
I think England win comfortably.
Don't know what gives you that confidence, mate. I've got to be honest. I suppose it's got to click at some point. Like, it's got to.
Yeah. I just think one of these games is going to win comfortably. I think this is going to be the one.
And also, in fairness, I can't have the caveat that England win. England lose 3-5-2. So I'm going to go with 2-2. No, 1-1. And the Swiss on penalties. So what did you say, mate? You said England comfortably, didn't you?
Yeah. 2-0. 3-1.
Right. 3-1. Is that all the games? Yeah, I think that is all the games, isn't it? 4 games. Friday, 2 Saturday. That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's our predictions. I just sent them to you so I don't forget, because I forgot last year. A couple of comments. Reece says France are going to win it. I don't know where he gets that confidence.
No chance. No chance.
Reece also says the Dutch are going to absolutely pump Turkey, and then they're going to absolutely pump England. I have been very, very impressed with Turkey, I've got to say. And Matthew says the winner of the tournament is the winner of Spain-Germany. I mean,
I disagree with that. I think the it's anyone's really. You can't really predict it, can you?
If you'd asked me, like, before the
two best teams, I agree with the 2 best teams are Germany and Spain. So one of them's going out.
Yeah.
And then they've got to play either Portugal or France.
Well, mate, if you'd asked me before they played in this last round, I would have said Portugal were my favourites to win it. I just felt like all around they had so much depth and quality in every position. And do you know what Portugal have got over some of the other teams? They've got a young, world-class goalkeeper. Like, and I know the Germans have got a good keeper, and Slovenia had Oblak, and Pickford's all right, but what Portugal have got in Costa is a keeper who is just all around world class, and he's exceptional in the big moments like penalty shootouts, penalties, stuff like that. That could be the difference, mate. So for me, I still lean towards Portugal. I do fancy Spain to beat Germany. If, like you said, mentally those young players can deal with the occasion. Because, you've got a 16-year-old playing on the right wing. Like, that's a big, big game for him, isn't it? But so far, he's dealt with it well. Outsiders to win it, mate, it's got to be Turkey. I think it'll be a Portugal-England final, if I'm being clinically honest. But I would love to see, like, a Turkey-Portugal final or something like that. Or a Turkey-Spain final would be the one which I really like to watch. Lorna says, I've got both Spain and Germany to win. England are far too overrated. Fingers crossed for Switzerland. Yeah, it'll come down to Southgate, mate. And will he be brave? Is in my opinion. If he's brave and he makes changes, I think England. I agree with you. England could beat. If England are set up right and balanced and got certain players in the team, they could end up beating Switzerland heavily. If they set up the same way and he makes like one change in the midfield again or something like that, I worry. Oh no, if I was English, I would worry that Switzerland are going to undo them, because I think Switzerland is set up perfectly to counter what England do. So it's going to be fascinating to watch, mate. Fascinating to watch. Just very lastly, mate, last minute. Ten Hag, new contract, happy?
Yeah.
I know it's this.
I was well documented. I said at the end of the season that we should have kept him. It's the right decision. Starting all over again. Yeah, not good. I think the City game, FA Cup final, facts probably saved his job, and rightly so. It was a good performance, and with that, with a strong team, then he can compete. So it's down there to them to get a team that can compete.
Do you know what's fascinating, mate, to watch what they've done behind? Like, I know they've been linked with some very good signings already now. Like, De Ligt apparently is nearly over the line. That's a great signing. But
24, really good. Even though we should have had him 3 or 4 years ago. But
yeah, Van Nistelrooy coming in as assistant manager alongside McLaren, I think, is a masterstroke. And also, Go Eagles manager Rene Hack is coming in as the coach. Obviously, Dan Ashworth, Dave Brailsford, and Jason Wilcox.
He won the league. That's where he won the league before he went to Ajax. He changed that team round at Go Eagles.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. So what they've done, mate, is they've brought in two coaches who were first team managers last year and brought them into the coaching staff. And I got to say, mate, bringing Van Nistelrooy in is, I think that's a bit of a masterstroke. It remains to be seen, but I think it's really, really clever.
I agree.
And I think, do you know, just lastly on the Ten Hag thing, I see a lot of people, and I think Reece has just said there, that United talked to Tuchel and, all these different managers. But actually, they took over a new business, a new team. And by all accounts, it might be them covering their ass a little bit. But they did what you should do. They had a look at what was available. They spoke to all the people who were available to take over and decided that the manager that they had was the best man for the job. And in my opinion, that is what a good setup business would do. You don't just go along with it, and you don't just sack him for the sake of it. You've got to, you have to make sure you've got the right man for the job. Whether I think, do you think it's interesting bringing Van Nistelrooy in as assistant manager, though, mate? Because if Ten Hag gets off to a rocky start, Van Nistelrooy's there in the background to be caretaker manager, and I don't know. But that's the same anywhere you go, isn't it? So it is what it is. Be interested, mate, because if they get...
No, but he'll probably know that, and he could have said, no, I don't want him. But, he's confident in his own ability. Yeah, bring him in. So, it's... I just want him to shove it up these people who says Eric Ten Hag not going to... It just winds me up. Just Gabby Agbonlahor, Simon Jordan is just going off it because how he wears his suit. It's just pathetic. You go back and do your research, and every club he's been to, he's changed them around. And sometimes it has to be given time because it's a bigger job than the previous one. And it's Manchester United, and it's a big job because you've got a lot of losers in there, a lot of players that are poor, that's still been there for 8-9 years, and you've just got to get them out. And once you get them out and get the kind of players that he wants, then you should see the results. Now, if at the end of the season we finish 5th, 6th again, then it's time to move on. But we should be expected to compete in this year. I think not winning it, but competing it. Do like Arsenal do every year: compete but never win. Fuck off.
I think, look, they brought in, obviously, Ratcliffe's come in. They got Brailsford, Jean-Claude Blanc, Barada, Dan Ashworth, Jason Wilcox, Christopher Vivell, Toby Craig, Rene Hack, and Ruud van Nistelrooy. that is a lot of intelligent movements behind the scenes. Now, it remains to be seen how long that all takes to click into place. But I think long term, those are some exceptional people in the positions.
Mate, first of all, when you're building something, you sort the foundations out first. And that's what they're doing. And they seem to have done it piece by piece. No, Jason Wilcox, I know him, very, very good at his job. Dan Ashworth, very good at his job. Bracefield, very good at his job. So all these the top guys in their roles. So it should be it's set in place. So hopefully we push on now and sort the playing staff out. Get the staff out that we don't want, and get the staff in we do want in the playing staff. So we've got a stronger squad. So if we do get injuries, we've got players to replace them and be adequate and to hold the fort, or even take the place if they come in and do well. But you can't have players that, your Marshalls, your Lindelofs.
Well, there's a big story in the tabloid filth today that Ten Hag and Rashford's relationship's broken down completely, and they're going to sell it, which is.
I won't be unhappy with that. 100 grand, cheers. Not you, Marcus. You've had enough chances. You're not being abusive or out of line. If you can't run and work your bollocks off for the team you grew up with, playing for as an 8-9-year-old, and you strut about like you do, then what do you expect? It's not going to be abusive or personal. You're a lazy cunt, and you need to work harder. If you don't work harder, off you go. It's pretty simple. If I'm in a pretty good position to know my Man United wingers, and if these right wingers were the hardest working wingers. Let me tell you, right, these players, when you have a bleep test and you get to the end of the bleep test, there's no more levels. This is what these wingers did in the bleep test. They'd fucking run until there's fucking no more tape left. No more levels left, because that's how fit they were. He couldn't do 14, 15, 16. It's just not good enough. And I'm so disappointed and upset because he seemed to have had a great season. Now push on and be consistent and be the player we expect you to be. But instead, fucking strutting about like he fucking owns a place on a massive deal when he's been wank. So I won't be happy if he's gone. I won't be unhappy if he's gone. Or because he don't work hard enough. The talent's there. We've seen that. There's no point. Just been saying to my lad there, it doesn't matter how good you are. If you don't run in football, especially these days, because all they're expecting is fucking athletes. There's no Ronaldinhos or ballers anymore. They're all athletes. So if you can't run, fucking go play something else. Go and play bowls or something else, because you're not going to last. It's as simple as that. And the kids look at you like that as if to go, right, I'm going to cry, because all they hear is the negativity. Instead of hearing, right, if I work hard, I'll be sweet. All they hear is, you're never going to play, you're never going to play, you're never going to play. They're the ones who are never going to play football because they're mentally weak. Like I say, there's going to be people that say, you're not good enough. All right, sweet. You think I'm not good enough, but I'll prove you wrong. That's the mentality. But instead, he's just, it's so frustrating, because there's a 30, 40 goal a man season, there goals, and he's just like a fucking baby. Oh, shouting at me. Fuck off. I'm sick and tired of it. Boring. Don't like it, fuck off. In a bit.
Nico Williams from Spain as a replacement is the rumour.
You know what I mean? Hungry. Runs.
Skillful. Yeah. Beautiful. I think that's a good way.
He's got more ability than that kid.
Yeah. I don't disagree with anything.
But to think, if I was Marcus Rashford, being I'm not the best, one of the best 26 players in this country. Wow. Yeah, that after last year I was World Cup guy, I was scoring all these goals, and now you're not even getting a fucking squad number. Now if that doesn't put a rocket up your ass, what's gonna?
Yeah. Well, do you know what I wanted to see from him, mate, just quickly over the summer, was I wanted to see him get his head down, training, working his bollocks off, having the best pre-season he's ever had, because he didn't go away with England, and go into that season on fire. And by the looks of it, at least by the reports, it seems like he's still sulking and he's on his way out of the football club.
I'll take that with a pinch of salt, because where did you read that?
Of course, yeah. It was in the Sun, but it was also on Sky as well, so...
Yeah. Fucking hell. They're just as bad. They talk shit on a daily basis. So,
it's a pinch of salt.
My report said was that he's working his bollocks off and he's looking to hit pre-season, hit the ground running. So, hopefully, them reports are right. But I don't take no credence of what the Sun or the Sky Sports say. All talk shit.
Oh, my God. Reece just put, did you see Rashford's brother's tweet, who's obviously his agent as well? He said, it's hard to watch England struggle when you know my brother could make the difference. And he did absolutely jack shit for United all season, didn't deserve his place in the squad. What can you do, mate?
He's his brother, you'd expect him to say that.
Yeah, of course, yeah, mate.
Yeah.
I'm
just talking shit. Because we didn't see it. If you're going to do that, you've got to perform before to get a squad number. If you don't perform, you're not going to get picked. So it's his fault that he's not there, because he'd be shit for us because he's a lazy fucker.
Well, mate, you know that I'm clipping up that little rant where you end up going wank, wank, wank. If you don't like it, fuck off.
It just frustrates me. That's
I know, mate.
As a lad, as a kid, he's brilliant, but not work. It's not at all. It's not personal. Fucking run. Tackle. You're fucking doing lifting your weights and looking hench. Fucking smash someone then, you shit bag. It's just running. Just don't do anything. It's boring now. Boring. His brother's fucking whinging on Twitter.
In fairness,
what did last year when he got his 350 grand a fucking week? Works both ways. Rough with a smooth. Not everyone patting on your back. Well done, Marcus. Well done. As soon as someone starts fucking giving some shit, fuck off.
In fairness, mate, you could tell when you're talking about it. It's the emotion of it, innit? Like, you want him to do well. You want United to do well. But, when you see that...
because he knows everything about the club. And everything ingrained in you, in the Manchester United, is you work your bollocks off and consistency. Not showing it, not being consistent enough. I tell you what, being consistent. 1 year, then he's shit. 1 year, then he's shit. So, yeah, he's been consistent. 1 year is great, 1 year is shit. 1 year is great, 1 year is shit. So he's consistent, yeah. Take that back.
So he should have a good year this year, then. So they should sell him next
next year.
Yeah. So they should sell him next summer then, shouldn't they?
I just fell out with the manager because he shouted at me. Fuck off.
Do you think
so mentally weak, these players this year, these times. Proper mentally weak.
Do you think there's a group of United players who I won't speculate as, but who thought the manager was getting sacked, and now that he's there, they kind of tried to throw him under the bus a little bit?
Get them out. Because they're not understanding. Everyone should be on the same page. If you want your manager sacked because he's a fucking disciplinary or you don't like something, get him out. Get him out.
Yeah.
The manager is the most important person at the club. If you're just whinging or he's telling you something and you don't like it, instead you take your balls on the pram and fuck off to Germany, well, stay there.
Good point, well made, mate. Right, we'll be back next Thursday to see if England have made it through to the final of the Euros by then, won't it? When's the semi-finals played? Who could tell me off the top of their head? Go.
Next week. It's next week, isn't it? It's like Friday, Saturday.
Semi-finals Tuesday, Wednesday. So yeah, by the time we're on it, like next week's show,
the final and the final Sunday.
Yeah, we'll be previewing the final and the third and fourth place, which is just a friendly in here. But appreciate you, mate. We're glad we got your audio sorted in the end. Otherwise, we wouldn't have heard that magnificent rant at the end. In a bit, my friend.
Peace.